'Tis Friday, dudes. What's cracking? All right, so not a ton to really talk about since last week. I did get some things done though. I do have trans brakes up, which I also hooked in my reverse lights too, which is pretty typical, what you see. So that's done. The reverse lights work. I don't have anything connected to the harness over here on the driver's side though, because of when the cage happens, they're gonna have to get over here and weld and all this. So this is the factory harness I'm using. Brake light switch is hooked up, and that's also hooked up to the trans controller because that's how it takes it out of overdrive and lockup. When I hit the brakes, trans controller does its job. That's done. You can kind of see it in there. So brake lights, reverse lights are right here. This is Frriiddayyy EFI dash, which there's no reason for me to hook it up right now because I'm going to end up stuffing, and I did something I said I wasn't going to do. So I started taking the Holley harness apart that I put together, and there's really nothing wrong with it. It's just a lot of excess, and there's a good chance it's probably going to stay that way for the most part, mainly because I don't have the tool to make these pins that go in here. But what I will end up doing is actually coming up through where the stock gauge cluster was, and everything's going to kind of sit behind there, keeping the same plate that I got with the dash mounted to it. So everything will sit behind there. It'll be in an easy spot to get to if I need to get to it. Over here, that terminal block, my flasher down there, again, all easy spots to get to. That's feeds for power windows and feed for headlights and turn signals and all that kind of stuff. I got the feed to the turn signal switch done up here. As you can see, these are from your switch, these are your front left, right, front left, rear, blah blah blah. So that's that. That will also feed the headlight switch. I think I just mentioned it. I don't know. It's all a blur. I just threw the seat in yesterday. It's not bolted in. I just threw it in to kind of reassure myself with the shifter location and everything, and I can't be happier. It's just worked out really well. It feels good. I ran through the gears sitting in it. It feels great. I'm really happy with the location of the trans brake button, and all that too. It's just super excited about that. That worked out well. So what I did this morning, I've been touching up some of the interior pieces. So many moons ago when this car got painted, it was blue. For those that don't, there you go. It was that color blue. So the interior also matched being blue as well. So burnt orange, blue interior, not going to work. I could have opted and tried to find all black plastic and door panels and everything and all that. Totally a thing I could have did, but I was young, no money. So I found some stuff many years ago that works super well. I think it was through the camera. Yes. So here, this Duplicolor vinyl and fabric. This is what I used on it whenever we painted this car. I don't know, 12, 15 years ago, whatever it was. And it lasted a long time. No complaints. Now the carpet, I did replace the carpet. That was replaced from stuff from LMR. The stuff in the back was as well. That's coming out for good now. But the carpet was actually replaced. But as far as the door panels, the dash, any of the plastic you see was painted with that stuff. And it's not hard. You don't gotta prep it like crazy. You just make sure it's half-ass clean and you paint it. I gutted the dash this morning. It's all the HVAC stuff that is not needed to be in there. This thing is now super freaking light, and I gave it a fresh coat with that stuff. As you can see, it did, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I forgot to even wipe this down this morning. So that's eating over whatever was there, and it's not bad, man. I mean, it adheres well, it sticks well, it stays. The only thing I can say about it is that cane doesn't get you very far. So if you're going to do like a whole interior, definitely buy a couple cans. So because actually when I put some of that back together, I'm going to have to go buy another can now, because I touched the door panels up between yesterday and today, and I just did the dash this morning, so I gotta go buy another can of that. But yeah, so I got that done. I'm the switchboard, the switch panel, it's just this harness that Canar gave with it is fantastic. It's as you can see, I am way out here with it, and that's, but it's not going to reach where I need it to reach on my roll bar. So, and I don't fault them for that. I mean, they can't make, 20 feet long harnesses, but we are going to contact them and see if he does make a longer one by chance, if we can maybe trade off or something. And if he doesn't, I'll open up that harness and I'll just have to extend everything to what I need to, which isn't a big deal. But I don't want to cut it open yet if Kevin at K&R is willing to help me out, you know what I mean? So that's where we're at with that. I think I started talking about it and I forgot. I just put the center console in right there, or just to kind of give myself a reference of how everything was going to sit. That's not exactly where it sits. It's probably off within, I don't know, maybe a half inch or so, front or back. But that gives you an idea where it's going to sit. So the shifter cable is not going to be as big of an issue as I thought it was, thank goodness. I do have a plate that I made for this. It's just black, powder coated black. So I'll have to do some modifications, and I made it long on this end too. So it's I'll probably have to do some cutting. But these wires are going to be tucked along this side here, like so, like that, something like that. I don't know. And then I'll have to take this out. I got some brackets I'm going to make to mount the plate to, that I'll probably rivet to the plastic, and then that's that. So what you can see in there, that laid out exactly the way that I hoped it would. My carbon fiber plate that I have here, that's got my wideband in it, that'll be amazing. Make it nice and easily removable. If I need to get in here with the meter or whatever, everything's right where I'd hoped it would be. So that worked out great. And that's about it, guys. I don't know the status on the bar, and the reason I don't is American Race Cars is very busy, very, very, very busy, and to fit me in, it's going to be tough, and I realize that. But I'm kind of at the helm of them right now, and I'm just doing a little odds and ends as I can. I got under the car earlier in the week, removed because when I took the e-brake handle out, I still had the cables under the car. They were just kind of cut kind of loosely. Again, stuff I did many years ago, young and dumb. So I did get under the car this week, took care of that, completely removed all the cables. There was actually some surface rust in some areas that I didn't really care for. I wire brushed them through some Eastwood stop rust, I don't know what it's called. Shit from Eastwood though. It says internal frame coating. So, but you can use it external too. But it's just like when you paint the rust after you get the loose stuff off, it turns into a primer. Really cool stuff. So, took care of that down there. What I may do while the car is in the air is nut and bolt it, which I try to do after every race too. Just go through the suspension pieces, parts, just kind of eye everything over. And that way that's done too. I don't got to worry about that when it comes to opening time. So, outside of that's about it, guys. I don't know that I'll make any more videos until I know this thing's going to American. Maybe some footage from American when that's going down, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But there's just not a lot of to talk about now. What the hell was that? I don't want to know what that was. It sounded big. Might not be alive to make another video, depending on what that was. So, anyways, there's just not a lot to talk about in the meantime. The car is pretty much wired. It can move on its own now. Outside of some headlight stuff, some taillight stuff, which stuff I can't do until, the bars are in and everything's welded up. I do got to repaint the roll cage too. I should mention that. That's really nothing to make a video about, but this color that I used many moons ago, I cannot find it anymore. It's like a gray sparkly kind of thing. I looked yesterday at stores. I can't fucking find it. So fuck it. it's going to get all painted black. And that stuff I'll do, you know, here and there. I'll start, you know, on the backside here, go ahead and take care of that stuff and what have you. But that's something that you guys really need to probably really give a shit about. So that's it, guys. That's where I'm at. The minute I know things are going to happen, you'll know. If I do little tweaks here and there, maybe some photos, maybe some short posts, and that's about it. But nothing to really video about. So, all right, guys, I got to go. Time to go to work. I'll catch you later.